Hey there guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host Michael, and today we're going to be reviewing Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Or should I say Angela Bassett Forever, because her performance was the best part of the movie. She really deserves an Oscar nomination, and I truly believe that. There's a lot of good in this movie, but there's also a lot of bad, and I'm going to get into those right now. I'm going to give you my general points of view and my score, and towards the end of the video, I'm going to give a huge spoiler warning, and we're going to dive deep into all the spoilers of the movie. Oh guys, Phase 4 is finally coming to an end, and I couldn't be happier.
I'm gonna kill myself!
I've gone from being a super huge MCU fanboy to more of a casual viewer, and I think it's just the fact that Disney Plus is putting out so much content. There's like 5 things coming out every year, maybe more, and it's not all great in my humble ass opinion. Just this year we've had Thor: Love and Thunder, Doctor Strange 2, Wakanda Forever, Miss Marvel, She-Hulk, Moon Knight, Miss Marvel. Did I say that already? Boba Fett, Obi-Wan, Pinocchio. Lightyear was absolute dog shit. And just the Disney brand in general needs to take a step back
And literally fuck your own face!
and just reconnect with the fans, because I feel like they've taken a huge decline in terms of their content and what they're putting out over the past like 4 or 5 years. It just hasn't been as great as we come to expect from Disney. In any case, here we go. So going into this movie, I was really unsure. I had a lot of questions about the movie. Like, could the movie function without Chadwick Boseman, or did they make the right decision in not recasting T'Challa and kind of including his death in the story? I was also really worried about the overall tone of the movie. Was it going to be too somber? Was it going to be too sad? You know, did it forget to be a fun blockbuster that we can rewatch over and over again? This movie is super long. It's 2 hours and 41 minutes, and there's definitely a lot of things they could have cut out. There's actually like 4 opportunities to just go to the restroom and not worry about it. As far as a giant war between 2 amazing cultures, I think this movie succeeded very well, where you get to see 2 wildly different cultures who are technologically advanced just throw down. So in my theater experience, a lot of people were super emotional. You know, when they had the Marvel crawl, the title crawl, it showed just Chadwick Boseman, no music. It was just pure dead silence. And people were, you know, sniffling, and I could see people like tearing up. Except for this one black guy, he was sitting 2 seats over and he was snoring.
You serious?
I mean, Letitia Wright can't hold a candle to Chadwick Boseman as a superhero, but the suit looks great in action. Shuri was never meant to carry the whole franchise. Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa was already larger than life, and he was super physical and super charismatic, but I think she did a great job given the circumstances. And Namor was also a huge standout. The guy who played him was fantastic. So in the marketing materials, you can see that he had these little wings on his feet, and that was another thing that I was super worried about. I was like, man, this is gonna be stupid, and it was actually pretty cool. I like how they went ahead and made Namor really powerful. He's like on Magneto level, like he's a level 5 mutant or whatever, and he can control the seas, and he can fly, and he's super strong, and he's just a badass motherfucker on land and air and in the sea. And it's also really cool that he can call on sea monsters and whales and stuff to attack the surface world whenever he wants. I found it really interesting that they reinvented the character with a Mesoamerican background. Obviously, he has a huge resemblance to another billion-dollar franchise in Aquaman, but I think they pulled it off by making them different, even though they have a lot of similarities that overlap. Namor is completely unique, and I really preferred the Aztec and the Mayan approach over the Atlantis world that we already kind of know. Let's see, what else was good? Lupita Nyong'o, she was really good. She's stunning as always. She brought that emotion and that heart and soul into this movie, and she's also in a post-credit scene. Now let's get into the negatives. This movie is way too freaking long. Wakanda Forever is really good, but on the whole, it's not easily rewatchable. So I was trying to think about what was wrong with the movie, and I was discussing with a friend of mine, and what was wrong was he said there was no T'Challa, and I had to agree with him 100%. This whole movie's focused on the dealing with T'Challa's death instead of continuing his journey and his adventures, which could have been more interesting and more fun, but this movie was super depressing and very sad. So without him, it was missing something, a very big hole, and T'Challa was just this righteous king. He wanted to do right by the earth. He had a great relationship with his family, and he was just a great hero overall. And without him, they kind of had to start over and take a super sad point of view from the beginning all the way to the very end. So anyway, great movie, great acting, great superheroes, great powers, but it was just not for me. When I rank my movies, I have to think about, would I go back and rewatch this over and over again? And the answer is no. I would definitely watch Wakanda Forever over Eternals. But when I think about Black Panther, the first one, I watched that movie at least 10 times. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and give Black Panther Wakanda Forever a B-. Or an 80 if you're a numbers guy. So here we go, guys. I'm about to get into my spoilers. So here's your fair warning. If you haven't seen Black Panther Wakanda Forever, click away right now. Come back to the video later on. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, let's go. I almost hated Riri Williams. Like, she's supposed to be on Tony Stark level genius, but she was just too cool for school, man. Somehow she makes all this stuff really quick. She doesn't have the Stark tech. She doesn't have a fabricator. And she's making all these machines and inventions as the story goes. And I don't know if it's 5 minutes long or 2 minutes long or 1 week long, but it's just too quick. She should not be this capable this fast. The whole premise of the movie was that Riri invented a machine that can detect vibranium. The only machine, right? So why was she not like commandeered by the military and like tucked away and hidden from the rest of the world? If her invention can find vibranium, she's a rare asset and they need to keep her away from everyone else trying to find the vibranium. But she was in college doing these little side projects trying to make money, and it just didn't make any sense. Like, why wasn't she like a billionaire by now? Why wasn't she at a secret military base? Why didn't she make all of these other machines into production? Felt like they were trying to recreate that Tony Stark and Peter Parker, like that recruiting thing, and that was super fast, but we know everything about Peter Parker. I had to kind of speed through it, but this just didn't work for the character. Oh my god. If you see her suit, her Ironheart suit, it looks unfinished. It looks like PS2 graphics. I don't know what they were thinking. So another big problem I had with the movie was Namor got his ass beat by Shuri so easily. She outsmarted him. She figured dehydrate him, take him on a ship like 50 yards away from water, and she can beat him 50 yards away from the water. And he kind of let it happen. Why didn't he just rip the ship apart? Why didn't he just fly away? It was just kind of silly, and it was a huge distraction. I mean, the fight was good. The fight was pretty good, but there's definitely those moments that took me out of it. I'm like, why didn't he just break out of there and go in the water? Why doesn't he throw her in the freaking ocean and have some sea monster come and eat her? So there's a few things that are just kind of dumb. I think they kind of nerfed him so that she can beat him. It was fucking whack. And also, Michael B. Jordan makes an appearance in this movie. When Shuri accepts the Black Panther strength and agility, she goes into that dream sequence and she doesn't see her brother and her father. She sees Killmonger. And I thought the movie really needed that masculine energy. And I can't believe I would ever say this, but the movie needed masculine energy. I kept thinking to myself, it would be better and more interesting if they made a variant of Eric Killmonger become the new Black Panther. Like, he didn't have to be evil in every variant. He can come back and we can use Michael B. Jordan, who's a great asset to this franchise, and instead they killed him off right away. Another great highlight was Okoye. She's really good in the movie, but I didn't like her stupid blue Iron Man suit. Like, that's the thing, is that everybody's becoming Iron Man. It's so easy now to just make a super suit and have them have, and have them be invulnerable and fly around and use projectiles and weapons. They're kind of diluting what Iron Man was, how special he was Tony Stark was a genius. He invented these suits and he used them in a tactical way, and now everybody's doing it. Everybody can just fly and be indestructible. I really came to the conclusion that they successfully made an all-female centric superhero movie. And I don't even want to go there. I don't want to talk about females and males, but having T'Challa as the main character was just a more rich storyline. Like, he had his relationship with Nakia. He wanted to improve the world. He was trying to be a righteous king. And they just established so many great things with him that it was truly missing from this movie. The experience took me out of it. and they had all these females in there and a lot of the somber, really depressing storyline. And that's why this movie is kind of like a one-time viewing, like it's a one-time watch. I can't see myself popping it on Disney Plus in the future every night the way I do with Black Panther Part 1. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for today. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. I know I took some time off. I've been hiding in a cave, growing my hair out, trying to figure out who I am. But I'm so glad that you came back. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. Smash that like button, comment below, and take care of yourself, guys. God bless, and we will see you on the next one.